Jobs don't make sense. The conventional argument is often circular in nature. Jobs need to exist in order to run the economy, but then the economy is made up of jobs. So the argument then becomes that jobs need to exist in order to keep jobs alive. That doesn't make sense. It's almost pointless, you see. Pure variants of capitalism and communism have never existed in real life. Both of these modes of governance involve significant power being accumulated in the hands of workers, making them the only ones who run the economy. But historically, we've never seen workers have any power. So-called socialist states that have existed throughout history were only socialist in how they portrayed themselves, but were still run by a central, nearly authoritarian form of government. Those which call themselves capitalists always involve some or the other form of externality, and economists justify this as part and parcel of being in a capitalist society that unwittingly causes free markets to not be free. Hold on a second. So you're telling me that the scenario you're imagining of so-called free markets is ultimately a slave to the externalities that exist, which end up destroying free markets, but it still counts as a normal free market state? That does not make sense. Standardization is another issue, and it's what points to the fact that we're not living in free market capitalism. If you're expected to be standardized with respect to how you behave in office environments, how you perform, what metrics you use and are used on you, then where is the competition? Because after all, free market capitalism is supposed to encourage competition, right? It's supposed to let diversity thrive and select the variant that is most useful for the cultural climate at any given time. But look around you. Even though the cultural climate is changing, we don't find the dominant variant changing. It's always been the same corporate companies with the same culture minting money, blaming Gen Z for wanting a different cultural climate at work. If the economy is not adjusting to the cultural climate and is instead expecting a culture to change for its own benefit, then the mode of governance isn't encouraging competition. Instead, the monopolies or oligopolies that have the gall to say how younger generation should behave have now taken the reins and are dictating what the competition is, or rather, what the lack of competition is.